said about the melting of ideas. In a way, the image I see is it's also melting of people together in some way, which also allows this kind of cohesiveness to happen.
Yeah.
It was very
Yeah. 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 And the fascinating thing to me is cohesiveness in the sense of belonging, of feeling like I belong and want to belong and care about the larger collective good happens when I feel like I can express my differences,
mm,
right? And be accepted for that, not
mm,
be pushed out, right? I can say what I really think and what I really feel and what I really want, which is going to be different from what anybody else really thinks, really feels, really wants, more or less, right? Um, but what makes that the possibility of self-organizing work, I've come to conclude, is either um, common purpose or common identity.
mm,
And I think in organizations, so in the generative change work I do, the first move is to help the leaders articulate a common purpose that the people who are going to have to change are going to care about.
mm,
It helps them move in the direction of whatever issue they're trying to resolve.
mm,
Right? And that's one of the things we saw in our early studies on appreciative inquiry
mm,
was the ones that were transformational where the intervention began by articulating a common purpose
mm,
that was that was compelling to people.
mm,
And many times it was this thing I call a generative image, which
mm,
is you bring a few words together that open up the opportunity for a conversation that no one's had before.
mm,
Give you a great example. So one of the early appreciative inquiries that was incredibly successful and transformational.
mm,
Um, the image was successful intergender working relationships. What's the
mm,
nature of a successful intergender working relationship?
mm, mm,
Right?
mm.
No one had ever asked that question before.
Yeah, what
Like,
it is.
it was like, and because, right? Like, and it was motivated by the desire to do something about sexual harassment in the workplace.
Mm,
And what typically happens with that is, well, we bring in, we do a survey and we discover there's more sexual harassment than ever, and then we do anti-harassment training, and and that doesn't seem to lead to any positive change. But
yeah.
in this case, they began an appreciative inquiry, asking people, well, okay, well, what does a good intergender working relationship look like?
Mm,
you know, and yeah, so. And that was something people cared about, and it was compelling, and it brought people to the conversation. And then you can structure
mm, mm,
generative conversations. And by generative conversations, I mean conversations that lead to new ideas, lead to solutions, lead to things that people want to act on.
mm,
Inherently, they don't need to be motivated. You don't need a plan. You just go do it. You know what to do. Go do it.
mm,
So, yeah, that's that's what I think is going on in transformational change. And I think that approach
mm,
really is the only kind of approach that works for wicked problems, adaptive challenges, you know, very complex issues where no one knows what the right answer are. And there's too many moving parts, and there's so much interdependence, and as soon as you move this way, that something else over here changes, and these sorts of problems where you're never really going to solve it.
mm,
What you're going to do is come up with something better today than you had yesterday. And then, and then a year from now, you'll need to come up with something new that'll be better than what you have now. And it's a continuous process of evolution because they're adaptive challenges. They're not technical problems.